Ahead tonight, the Prime Minister very impressed with the progress of his government's primary project in Andros. And coming up in sports, we'll tell you about the stiff competition at this weekend's regatta in Andros. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition, starts now.
Now in HD. Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Candino Knowles, and welcome to the weekend edition of The Bahamas Tonight. Well, the Christie administration says it can definitely see the progress being made to redevelop the national agriculture sector as the construction of the multi-million-dollar Bahamas Agricultural, Marine and Science Institute in North Andros is well on the way to officially open this September. Government's goal through BAMSI is to provide job opportunities for Bahamians and sustain the nation's food security. Prime Minister Perry Christie was in Andros yesterday to tour the site, and in tonight's top story shares his satisfaction on the project's progress with Julian Gibson.
After touring the Bahamas Agriculture, Marine and Science Institute on Friday, Prime Minister Perry Christie was very impressed with the pace contractors are carrying out their work.
The vision is now being actualized, and we're actually seeing the physical plant coming about. And I just think of this. I said, my goodness me, if I was able to go to school in the Bahamas and walk and go for a walk and read in the forest type ambience that we have here, this is just so wonderful. And Bahamians are going to be so proud.
The Prime Minister explained BAMSI's primary purpose when completed.
It will bring a concentration on agricultural training and marine science training. So the teaching will take place here. 2, on each side of the school, an agricultural side, there will be a commercial entity growing and selling what is produced. On the seaside, the marine side, there will be a commercial entity also doing aquaponics, that is the production of food, meaning both fish and agricultural products.
With the project almost 75% complete, the effects of BAMSI is already being felt in the North Andros community as the economy has drastically turned around.
For the last 6 months, they have been depositing over $1 million in revenue coming about for the first time in the history of North Andros, coming about directly because of this.
Reporting for the ZNS News Network, I'm Julian Gibson.
A memorandum of understanding signed last week between the University of Miami's Rosenstiel School of Marine and Atmospheric Science and the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute to formalize a collaboration between both institutions in education, research, and training. Government, through BAMSI, as we've previously mentioned, desires to establish and operate the adaptable state-of-the-art comprehensive tutorial commercial farm, which will include crop and livestock agriculture enterprises, production of fresh fruits, condiments, fish, meat, and value-added processed items, primarily for our domestic market. And still on news from Andros, the deplorable state of roads between Central and North Andros might be a thing of the past come August, with confirmation coming from Works Minister, Deputy Prime Minister Philip Rave Davis.
Yes, we are diligently working to see that work commence around the 1st of August. Works to be started on these roads, and I'm hopeful that deadline is met by me.
So contracts have been issued or in the process?
In the process. Contracts are in the process. We're in the process of identifying contractors for the issuance of contracts for the roads.
But these roads, these people really need the road.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. The roads have been neglected for far too long.
Sandals Resorts International is an all-inclusive, couples-only resort chain operating in 6 Caribbean countries. Well, the hotel chain, which has 2 locations in the Bahamas, continuously focuses on ways to improve and diversify its brands. And as Jared Higgs tells us, with competition increasing on the Cable Beach Strip, officials say the need for diversification has never been more important.
If you keep your product fresh and you keep reinventing yourself, you get business.
Sandals Royal Bahamians General Manager Patrick Drake believes that throughout the region, resort officials are focusing on making improvements to its brands, and that includes a multi-million-dollar investment here in the Bahamas.
We have spent over $25 million in the last 2 years at Royal Bahamian, and everything we have done has had an immediate impact. We just introduced our new Crystal Lagoon suites. You step out of your room right into the water, and since they've been open, they've been sold out.
Drake also noted that while occupancy is slightly down, currently standing at around 70%, there have been some promising indications.
I would say the non-traditional markets are starting to get some traction. So in any week, we probably have 14 to 15 different nationalities. And that's what you have to do with your marketing now. You have to diversify.
The highly anticipated Baha Mar Resort is set to open at the end of this year. When asked how Sandals plans to respond to the incoming competition, Drake says that he hopes that Baha Mar does well. He says that an increase in visitors to the country would greatly benefit the Sandals Resort.
We want to see Baha Mar do very well because it's a natural spin-off. There'll be more air coming in, and for Bahamas and Nassau in particular, and our Exuma property by extension, to truly be successful, it's about airlift.
The Sandals General Manager also explaining that the wide variety of amenities offered by the Baha Mar Resort will go a long way in improving what Sandals is able to offer to their guests.
So we see it, the whole enhancement of the Cape Beach Strip as it's going to be just a natural fit for us. Contrary to what people think about all-inclusives, the guests who come to an all-inclusive don't just want to stay within your four walls. They want to wander out. They want an environment where it's safe, it's attractive, clean, good service everywhere, so they can go to the cafe down the corner, walk across the street, have a cup of coffee, go down, play some slots one night.
Hard-working employees are the cornerstone of a successful tourist product. And at this weekend Sandals Annual Staff Fun Day, Mr. Drake maintains rewarding their efforts is vital to sustaining a successful enterprise.
What people have to understand, no matter how much concrete we build, unless you have staff that have the right attitude, that the willingness to work, that's what's going to bring the business back. And
Jared Higgs, ZNS Network News.
Well, Abaco police want to question 40-year-old Joseph Amy of the Mud about a recent armed robbery. He's described as having a dark brown complexion, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and has a slim build. He's considered armed and extremely dangerous. If you've seen him, 40-year-old Joseph Amy of the Mud Abaco, please contact the Marsh Harbor Police Station or Central Detective Unit in Freeport immediately. And a 45-year-old man of Bullocks Harbor, the Berry Islands, is in custody tonight after he was arrested for possession of dangerous drugs with the intent to supply. Berry Islands police confirmed that it was shortly before 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon when they executed a search warrant at the suspect's home and uncovered a quantity of dangerous drugs. Police also say they confiscated a large amount of cash believed to be the proceeds of crime. The suspect is expected to be formally charged in court early next week. Well, police need your help solving a shooting incident that has left 2 men nursing wounds in hospital. Police report that sometime after 8:30 last night, 2 men were on Melbourne Drive in Yellow Alder Gardens when they heard gunshots. Police say the men realized moments later that one of them had been shot in the leg and the other in the abdomen. Authorities confirm that one of the victims is in stable condition while the other is still listed as serious. Back here in the capital, police are investigating the drowning of a 31-year-old man who allegedly drove his sports utility vehicle overboard. Authorities confirmed the incident occurred shortly before 2 o'clock this morning at the western end of Arawaki. Police report that the man's body was retrieved from waters by onlookers. He later died in hospital. An intense investigation continues. The Water and Sewage Corporation's new acting chairman vows to establish good potable water to the Family Islands. Lester Cox told ZNS News in a recent interview that Family Islanders deserve the same quality service that the corporation is seeking to provide for residents here in New Providence.
We are dealing now, in fact, in Eleuthera, we're developing, or we are fixing some of the old tanks that were at the naval base in Eleuthera. Restoring them. The company is working as we speak in a joint venture, and that's providing water to central Eleuthera, pushing all the way over to Spanish Wells and Harbor Island. So that's a good thing in the process of what we're doing as a corporation.
Coming up here, how the recent theft of 13 rock iguanas can now possibly lead to more wildlife smuggling. We've got that story and more when the weekend edition continues.